Yes. So this is our board for today, and we're going to discuss those three types of art forms: doodling, Zentangle, and creative pattern tangling. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, my profile is Runjan Artworks, and the same Facebook page of Runjan Artworks is there. So if you like it, please go and check out these pages. Yes. So what are we going to do here is we are talking about basic art supplies, a pen, maybe any kind of pen, and these are the different types of artwork which we are going to do. Okay, so what is doodle? Doodling is just an idle drawing. I'm sure a lot of us would have done this doodling when we were bored sitting in a classroom and just not interested in the lecture, and we would have done some kind of scribbling. So just some doodling like this, scribbling, trying to make some art forms, you know and it does not have any kind of set pattern to it. So if I want to doodle a flower, I may just go around drawing a flower like this, maybe like this, right? So I want to draw this one again. It doesn't look the same. Okay, and I'm really not bothered how my lines are going. So they may be intersecting each other, they may be cutting each other, and the art might not be precise. So if I want to make it a precise, I can do that. But if I want to replicate the same thing again, it may not be possible. So while I am drawing a very simple flower, I am doodling a very simple flower, all the flowers look different. Okay, so that's doodling. What is creative pattern tangling, or CPT? It's a group of teachers who got together and made some patterns, and they decided to have a little organized way of drawing. So if you draw the same pattern in an organized way and you repeat it again and again, you get the same pattern again and again. But they believe in a lot of practice so that you get your patterns right. They have a very structured way of creating patterns. And the patterns can be drawn on any size of paper. Any size of paper, any pen, any color, anything. So they do not give a definition of what kind of paper has to be used, what is the size of it, what is the pens and pencils used, anything. You can use it anything. Okay. So in case if I want to draw a flower in CPT, so here are some steps, and this flower is called an acacia. So every pattern is called a tangle. Here again, it's also called as a tangle or a pattern, a simple term, but they all have a name. The name may relate, may not relate. Okay, mostly they do relate. And so this is one way. If I want to draw a flower, so I'm going to draw here a flower. I've already drawn some steps, but I'm going to draw it and show it again. So this is my CPT flower. Yeah. The more I practice, the more regular it will become, and that is one of the ways of doing it. Also, I have now an increased level of concentration. I want my steps to go in a certain way and to bring up perfection to it, near perfection. Okay, and I'm going to draw it again and again in the same way, so my flowers look almost similar to each other. Okay, so while I have drawn this flower and this flower in two different times, they almost look equal, similar to each other, and that is what CPT wants, right? You can keep on practicing in a structured way, and when there is more of structure, there is more of concentration. And now we come to the most talked about thing of today's time, which is called as Zentangle. Zentangle is actually a company. It's a company which is started by Rick and Maria, and it is called as Zentangle.com. If you go to Zentangle.com, you'll get a lot of information. Now they have different philosophy of drawing. Their patterns are also called as tangles. Every tangle has a name, but the name does not relate to the appearance of the pattern. It can be just anything. There is no correlation between the name and the pattern because it is an abstract form of art. It is a method which they teach. It's an 8-step method which is trademarked and copyrighted by Zentangle. This is a very standard Zentangle tile. Now this is what they have come up unique with. So they create all their patterns on standard tiles. Every standard tile has a certain dimension. So this is a basic Zentangle tile. It is 3.5 inch square. This side is plain. It fits perfectly in my hand. And this side is the where they have put in their copyrights and Zentangle logo and names. Okay. So when we draw on this plain side, we have methods. There is a method of drawing it, of how to proceed with this style, and they also have patterns or tangles. Each tangle is again given by either Zentangle, which is when called as a original Zentangle. Otherwise, any other tangler or any other person can also give a tangle. Okay. So there's one more thing which comes across is that when you take a class from Rick and Maria, when you attend their workshop, they certify you, and when they certify you, you become a certified Zentangle teacher, and that is that's where things become different. So you can teach Zentangle, you can get certified. However, there is no certification for doodling. There is definitely a certification for creative pattern tangling as well also. Okay. So now if I want to draw a flower, say I want to tangle a flower, okay, I want to do this in Zentangle. If I have to draw a flower, this is one of the tangles. So this tangle is called layer, again because it has no correlation, so we don't know what it means, and you are free to draw as however you want to draw. It's again in a very organized way of drawing. So every triangle is organized, it has steps, and those steps are basically strokes. So if you see very closely, I am drawing C strokes. So my strokes are very simple strokes. C, they are in the form of a C. Okay, and if I keep on drawing, I am going to end up in a flower which is very symmetrical and organized. Again, because it is organized and symmetrical, my entire concentration goes in making the flower, and I achieve mindfulness. Okay. Then there are very philosophical things which goes behind that. So for example, if you look at the Zentangle logo, it says anything is possible one stroke at a time. So you can draw anything. You are not worried about the outcome, but you can create anything which is possible. Second thing, they don't cut lines. So if I am drawing this flower, I am not going to cut lines, which I was doing in doodling. I can go around, make any ways, doodle a flower or anything, and I can go over the lines, but I don't do that in Zentangle. Then another important aspect of Zentangle is shading. Yes, this is what we have not done in doodling or CPT. CPT you can definitely color. You can color in Zentangle as well. But shading, a pencil work after the pen work, is also very important. It marks a very important step of this Zentangle method, and this is something which actually creates a difference. It also is a difference between those three art forms. Okay. Almost similar. See, two similar looking flowers, but created differently. Okay. So this is a standard Zentangle tile which they recommend. Then they also recommend a Micron 01 Pigma Micron pen because it is an archival ink pen, and once we draw with this, it's archived. You can paint over it, the ink is not going to bleed. They also give you a pencil for shading, and you need a tortillon or a paper blending stump or a shading bending stump to do your work. This is the things which done. Now one very important aspect of Zentangle is something This is a yes and this is a no. No scale, no eraser. Why? Because there are no mistakes. Everything is possible and there is no mistakes. So you do not go back and correct your artwork. You do not make lines. You do not create a symmetry. You just go out freehand doing the best of the work which is possible. We do not erase anything. We do draw strings, but we draw the strings with pencil and then we do a pen work over it. So there are a lot of things which keep on happening, and there are a lot of ways of how to express yourself. All three things, whether it is a doodle or a CPT or a Zentangle, they all help you to achieve mindfulness. They all help you to become more creative. They all help you to reduce the stress of your life, and they are beautiful art forms to do. But knowing what is what and knowing the correct difference between them helps going a long way in creating a good artwork. It also helps you to become a good artist, because I've seen a lot of people who have misinterpreted all these three terms and then they teach wrong things, which is not good. Because let's learn the authentic things, let's learn the very basic differences, and then we will be able to express that art form in the best possible way. So this is one of the circular tiles which they use. So there are a lot of pen work which we generally do in Zentangle, but we can also create colored tiles. Okay, so this is a colored Zendala tile. It looks like a mandala, but it is not symmetrical. Mandala is a very symmetrical art where we take angles and lines into proportions and then we repeat a pattern continuously. However, here we have already said there is no symmetry. We do not use scales, we do not use an eraser, but still we achieve a form of symmetry just by the way the patterns are drawn. And then because there is a principle of no mistakes, so whatever you draw is fine. It's absolutely fine. It's your way of discovering that tangle. Yes, I would be really glad if you can like this video, subscribe to our channel, because we come up with a lot of authentic techniques of reducing your stress. Follow me on my Instagram and Facebook page, and I do keep some classes. We do run some workshops. We try to create Zentangle inspired arts, some patterns, and a lot of other things, a lot of creative things and a lot of fun things which are going on in our Expressive Arts Club. Do check it out, and thank you so much for joining me in today. Thank you so much. Yeah, bye bye. Please take care.